Hello aspirants, hope all of you are doing well. Welcome back to Mains Answer Writing Basics program being presented by Team India4IAS. This is Manjunath Mudul. So today we are going to discuss the approach to the day 4 question of the polity. The topic for day 4 question was salient features of Indian Constitution. So this topic falls under GS2 paper Indian polity. Now we will go through day 4 question and we'll try to analyze what is the demand of the day 4 question. So the question is examine the features of the parliamentary government in India, highlighting the relationship between the executive and the legislature and its implications for democratic governance. So now salient features of Indian constitution study ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we have studied that parliamentary form of government is one of the features of Indian constitution ಅಂತ ಓದಿರ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ we have studied the features of the parliament government in India. ಸೊ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅದರ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಂಗ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೆಜಿಸ್ಲೇಚರ್ ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡರ ನಡುವೆ ಏನು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಗವರ್ನೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲೆಜಿಸ್ಲೇಚರ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಡೆಮೊಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಗವರ್ನೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬೀರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ 15 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 250 ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. So now we will discuss the approach to the answer for the question that we have discussed. So introduction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. So what we should write? We should write the definition of the parliamentary government in introduction. So what is parliamentary form of government? Then we should also mention that India adopted the parliamentary form of or system of government from the British model. So that should be the introduction. Then coming to the body, what we should write in the main body. So we should start writing the features of the parliamentary government in India. So parliamentary government in India, other features ಏನೇನಿದೆ. So the first one ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ collective responsibility. So this is one of the core principle of the parliamentary government in India. So collective responsibility ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, the council of ministers are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. So ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Then how this ensures the government can be held accountable by the legislature. This collective responsibility, it helps the government collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha, that is legislature. So ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Then we should write about the second feature, that is bicameral legislature. So bicameral legislature ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, there are two houses in the Indian parliament. One is Lok Sabha, it is also called as House of the People. Another one is Rajya Sabha, it is also called as the Council of the States. So ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ bicameral legislation ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ then we should mention the role of the each of the house and how they complement each other. And third point, we should write about the leadership of the prime minister. So ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ in the parliamentary system of government, prime minister is the head of the government. So prime minister is the head of the government. So that's why we should mention the leadership of the prime minister. This is one of the features of the parliamentary system of government. Then the fourth point is fusion of powers. Fusion of powers andre in the parliamentary system of government, both there is a overlap between executive and legislative functions. For example, ministers are the members of legislature. The members of the council of minister, they are also members of the Lok Sabha. So there is a overlap between their executive and legislative function. So we have to mention the fusion of powers. Then the fifth point is supremacy of the Lok Sabha. So supremacy of the Lok Sabha andre, so the dominance of the Lok Sabha in matters of finance and its ability to pass vote of no confidence. So these two are the supremacy of the constitution. In the matters of finance andre, budget can be only presented and discussed in and it should be voted in Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha. And the vote of no confidence, it can only be introduced and moved in the Lok Sabha. So that is the meaning of the supremacy of the Lok Sabha. Then the next feature is majority party rule. So majority rule, it means the party which secures the maximum votes. So maximum percentage of seats, not votes. So out of in India 545, the magic number is 272. The party which crosses, or the coalition parties which crosses this 272 mark, that party is called as the majority party, or that coalition is called as the majority party rule. Then we should explain the relationship between the executive and the legislature. So already we have discussed that there is a overlap between executive and legislature. So the executive is the part of the legislature. That is, the members of the Council of Ministers are also members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. That is, they are also MPs. So there is a overlap. So we have to discuss this relationship between executive and legislature. So the first relationship is interdependence. So what is the interdependence meaning? So it means that executive is a part of the legislature, and there is this relationship. It facilitates the smoother governance, and also it requires the effective checks and balances. So then the second feature is legislative oversight. It means how the legislature, that is Lok Sabha, it helps the or it ensures the accountability of the executive. So this is done through various mechanisms like question hour, zero hour, and various parliamentary committees. So then third feature is the role of Rajya Sabha. So in this, we should highlight the role of the Rajya Sabha in representing the states, and it reviews the legislation passed by the Lok Sabha. So it also balances the interest of the states and with national policy making. And in the third part of the question also asks about the implications for the democratic governance. So what are the implications for the democratic governance if it is a parliamentary form of government? So the first one is accountability. So this collective responsibility principle and the legislative oversight over executive, it ensures the accountability. So the second feature is representation. So the parliamentary system, it ensures representation of the diverse interest through the elected Lok Sabha, and it also indirectly ensures the representation of the states and their interest in the Rajya Sabha. So the third feature is stability and flexibility. So this parliamentary form of government, it ensures governmental stability and flexibility. So then the fourth implication is checks and balances. So in the parliamentary system of government, there is a checks and balances in preventing the abuse of power that we should write. So then we should conclude the answer by reflecting the effectiveness of the parliamentary system in promoting democratic governance in India. So this is all about the answer approach to the day 4 question. Thank you for watching. See you in the day 5 question answer approach. Till then, happy answer writing.